Yes, ma'am. Can't talk. What's going on?
You said what?
I'm about to start my show.
Hey, mom.
She fine. She
Oh,
downstairs.
okay. Uh-huh.
She downstairs.
Oh, okay.
I'll call you when I'm done.
Uh,
All right. Bye. Quincy. Good day, everyone. It is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. And before Quincy comes on or we get started with Quincy, I just want to let you guys know again, the show believes in 6 degrees of separation. It has been proven over and over again since I've started this show that you are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be. I also let you know how I know the person that we're talking about. Before that, if you have opportunities or events that you want to be broadcast on the show, please let me know. Reach out to me on Facebook, which is Sunshine Camila, Kamela. The YouTube channel, which is Keeping It Real, Conversations with Sunshine, and let me know how I can help you. Quincy, are you here? It has been a long day this week at my job. I was on nights, and oh my gosh, my body don't do well with nights at all. Quincy, are you here?
Bro, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Tripping. What's wrong with my shit?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Shortage in this boy? All the way up, this boy playing music.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you a little bit. Oh, my bad. I'm talking crazy in the mug over here.
So while Quincy is getting this together so we can see his face,
A little bit.
like I was saying before, I was working nights this week at my job, which was not cool at all. I'm used to getting in and getting out. So my body, my sleeping habit is totally off
I hear you.
and is not feeling well at all. So I'll be back to my regular schedule on Monday, thank God.
I'm messing up. I ain't even got my video on or nothing. I'm tripping over here.
I told you I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah. But I can't barely hear you, though. That's what I'm trying to... I just won't go up no louder. I don't even know what it sounds like or nothing. Hold on. Where my video thing at? Bro, I'm super tripping over here. All right, there we go. We got some video now.
So we're going to go on to let you guys know how I know Quincy. And really, this hasn't been a long, super relationship or anything like that. I actually, here we go with 6 degrees of separation. His Quincy Lewis is a fellow podcaster.
Yep.
And one of his co-hosts is actually my cousin by marriage.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yeah, Paris is my husband's cousin, which I grew up with him as well because we all were, my husband was my neighbor. So
What?
I know the whole, yes, I know the
Okay.
whole family.
Yeah.
So that's how that 6 degrees of separation. So, and then his other co-host, I actually went to high school with him.
Right. Yeah. So you went to school with Monk. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So again, small world.
Very.
And I got to talking to him about questions about podcasting because when I first started talking to him, I wasn't doing this.
Right.
I was just the idea was out there. It wasn't
Okay.
that I was actually walking in it yet. And
Yeah.
so I just, I pop on a show because Mr. Quincy got like 50 million podcasts out here that he be doing.
Ain't got that many.
It shows seem
We got about 5 though.
see what I'm saying? So I had to get him on, and later I'll try to get his other host on to because here I really believe in not just the 6 degrees of separation, but we're always one help away, one opportunity away from where you need to be.
I
And
agree.
with him, it was, his host is, I think it was the Friday show, I want to say. He was talking about either Thursday or Friday. He was talking about all these things he's doing for outreach, really, for the kids to get taxes, learn how to do all of these things. So you don't have to wait until you're in your 20s, 30s to learn these things. You can start where you are now.
Right.
His host also does cooking.
For sure.
So,
yeah, shout out to my guy, Chef Monk. Chef to your doorstep, man. Make sure you check him out on IG and Facebook. Chef to your doorstep. He come right to your crib, cook right in the crib, or he can do catering. He can just bring the food to you.
So again, I'm how the world is right now. I really believe in broadcasting positivity, especially with our Black men.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so, any opportunity that I have, it's not just women out here doing good things, it's men out here doing good things and taking care of their family.
Yes.
So we're gonna change the narrative that the social media and the news put out here that we're not doing nothing or we all
right.
stuck in jail or you know what I'm saying, we ain't walking down the street with our pants hanging out. All this stuff that
right.
is not all what is cracked up to be.
So
So
we gotta change the perception. That's all.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So on the show that I'm usually on here, popping in and making comments, they come up with the topic for the day.
Yep.
And you go ham from there. Now I had to tell them, now I don't do all this cussing on my show.
Right.
Now Quincy and them.
Yeah, we get out of hand a little bit.
And I said, Jesus, I need you to fix Quincy mouth when he get on this show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I know how to. I got the difference. I'm good.
All this cussing. So, Quincy.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, you graduated from King, correct?
For sure. King Crusaders in the building, man. 97s hit squad. You know how we do it. I know you look like you. I know you went to Osborne though. I was gonna say you had the cast face for a minute. I was about to say. I'm just saying that because everybody from Cass hate us, so I just figured that was that.
No. So I didn't go to King. I didn't go to Cass, but my sister.
Did you want to go to King though?
No. Actually,
okay.
To believe it or not, people probably don't believe me. But back in the day, those were the elite schools in the city. Cass, King, Renaissance. You had to take a test in middle school,
right,
in order to get in, especially if it wasn't your school in your neighborhood.
Right.
I failed the test on purpose because I did not want to be labeled as.
Hold on, I lost your audio again. Something going on with my.
Okay, you muted.
I can't hear you though. Like your audio just went away.
I ain't did nothing, but I can hear
Maybe it's
you.
something I'm doing. Hold on, let me see. I lost you all the way. That's crazy. I'm using my little bootleg computer because I'm out of town. I don't know. It's really not. It's not working right for me.
And it's weird because I can hear you just fine.
Uh, man, what is going on here?
I don't. I don't know.
It's all bad.
You still can't hear me? Now I can't see you, and you're muted. You're still muted. Now I can hear you.
All right, sorry about that. I got you back.
Okay, so I failed the test on purpose because I didn't want. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I failed it on purpose. I didn't want to be labeled as the nerd.
Hey, see, man, that's one of those narratives we got to change too. It's cool. It's cool to be smart.
Yeah, I didn't think of it back then, and I have been I had an opportunity in elementary, I believe, to skip grades. I remember Base Academy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
But they had
had
started stealing money or something, right?
right. I had got invited to go to Base Academy, but the year I was going, they had a flood of people, so they wasn't accepting anymore. And
Yeah.
so I always been in that, that arena, but I was just like, you know what?
Just didn't want to be labeled as that. I feel you.
So yeah, I failed it. My mother and them knew I failed it.
Yeah.
So I end up my school of choice was actually Denby.
Okay.
Because Denby and Osborne in different directions about the same amount of
Travel time.
yeah. So everybody in my neighborhood was going to Denby,
Gotcha.
and I had one friend that went to Mary Wright. Everybody else went to Denby.
Damn,
And
went to Murray Wright from the east side?
yeah, I'm from the east side.
Damn. That's far.
What?
You said he went to Murray Wright coming from the east side?
No. I was saying one of my friends around the corner from me went to Murray Wright. I only had one friend that went to Murray Wright. Everybody else went to Denby.
Right. I'm saying, but like, why they go so far?
I think it was maybe their mom used to go there. And my mom
That's
graduated from Murray Wright.
I'm not traveling all the way to the west side to go to Murray Wright. Like, no, I'm just not doing it.
So I was gonna go to Murray Wright because my mom went to Murray Wright. She was like, no, and you're not staying at Denby. And I'm like, wait, but this, all my family went to Denby, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta, represent. She's like, no, you're going to Osborne. I'm like,
Right.
why? My uncle worked there. So there's more eyes on.
Right. So he keep his eye on you.
And so she said, proven point. It took Denby a whole month to let my mom know that I hadn't been in school.
For real?
And she said, and that's what you wanted to go? I said, exactly. So
right.
Yeah, I ended up going to Osborne.
And Osborne, like I talk junk about Osborne because Monk on the show. We just be clowning around. But in real life, I don't have a problem with the school. Like I couldn't go to Osborne because like I ain't never been good at school. Right. So I didn't want to go there because all my homies went there and I just figured I wasn't gonna take school seriously.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I didn't go, for real.
Same thing with Denby.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna get caught up.
Yeah. Pretty much. Osborne wasn't, I think the year I came in 92.
Okay.
And that particular year, Osborne was flooded with academics. Like that year, we were they did something different with that class. Like
Okay.
it was so many people, and I don't know if it was, I wouldn't say rejects from the other schools, but we had so many, when I say intelligent people came in that year.
Yeah.
And what they
had like because
like
my sister graduated from there in 92. She graduated in 92.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what'd you say? It was like the Omega program or something?
Yeah, like they tried to start, they were actually talking about turning Osborne into another a magnet school, like
Got you. Okay.
Cass and them, and they tried to get us all to stay together the whole 4 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we,
that's how they was when she was there.
yep. So they tried to make all of that whole class based off of testing or whatever.
Right.
All the elite or all was grouped together, and we were supposed to all stay together the whole 4 years. But most
Yeah.
of the time we did, but
Okay.
we wasn't around everybody else. And the only time we would see, if we were in a gym class or lunch or something like that.
Right.
Most of the
And
time we
like
were all together.
and like I say, I always crack jokes, like I say about Osborne, only because of Monk and like all my homies went there. But in real life too, like that's also a narrative we gotta. Well, I ain't gonna say a narrative. It was two things. That's a narrative and an actual thing that we have to change about the Detroit public schools. Some of the Detroit public schools are terrible. Like I can't even lie to you, but some of them aren't. But they still got that stigma. So we got to change that narrative, and we got to change the actual schools too. Like it's got to be some more. It's got to be some more infrastructural. I think that's probably the word I'm looking for. Changes in the city's like education for real, because like they can tell you this, and it is kind of true. They are bringing a lot of jobs to the city, but unfortunately, if they're not educating the kids from the city to be able to get those jobs, then like what's the point?
That is true. So
Yeah,
now we're in a society that even for a decent job, they want you to have college education. I'm like, what
right,
you need this for to type? What you need, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, huh? And so one thing that I had learned that, and I'm gonna say on a point of regret,
hmm,
that I didn't, even though I was intelligent in school, I didn't push myself.
oh
It
yeah,
wasn't, I had bad study habits because I felt like I knew it. I didn't really
right,
study. So when I went to the University in Michigan,
okay,
oh, it showed.
yeah.
I want to say everything I learned in high school in one class was my first semester.
Damn, that was it, huh?
That was it. So
Yeah,
I had to make a choice. Are you going to be in tutoring,
right,
or the other side of it, just drop this class?
right,
So I tried it, and then I had to learn myself. From that point on, I had to go back and take a responsibility for myself. Like anybody that was in the class behind me, look, you don't want to go this route. Push your
right.
teachers to teach you.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing, like you said about study habits, something I learned or I finally figured out is my study habits bad because I never learned how to take notes. Like my note taking skills are like terrible. And in real life, that's the most major part of any kind of school thing is being able to take notes. And like if you downplay that, like it's gonna be tough. So my
That
notes used
and
to be horrible.
retaining information, like you said, note taking and learning what is your learning style. Like for
Yeah,
me, I don't like just audio. You fall
right,
asleep. So I have to have visual, I have to have both to
right.
retain the information and repetitive.
Yeah,
So now that you understand how you learn, then
exactly.
this is the way you have to change everything for it to work for you.
Yeah, so now I see that's how they've adapted that style in corporate America now, where like in training courses they figure out which group you belong to, like if you more hands on or do you need to hear it, that kind of thing. And like if you can figure that out early on, that will make school so much better for a lot of people. But I don't think the schools don't have the resources or the personnel or the people that got at the schools aren't able to apply that. If they were able to do that, I think a lot of these kids will come out a lot better. You know
A
what I'm saying?
lot better.
Education.
I
Yeah.
think if I go back to thinking of what classes really had some things like that, was more like chemistry.
Yeah.
Your sciences basically had the hands on as
Yeah. See, I
well
can't I
as
can't lie to you. I don't remember much of chemistry. Shout out to two young ladies. I won't put their names out there, but they basically got me through chemistry and qualitative analysis, which
uh-huh.
is like super chemistry. Like, so I don't really
Yeah.
remember none of that because they kind of did my homework for me. So shout out to y'all if y'all listen.
Y'all, I love the sciences. I was not good at math. I did enough math to get by.
How could you love chemistry and not love math? Because
I
that's
have
all
no
it is.
idea.
That's all that is math.
I never looked at it like science became like second nature to me. Like English was my number one.
Yeah.
Because I liked writing, I like reading. So that was number one, and then it was
Right.
science, and then there was math. So
That's
I did
crazy
enough
though, because
math.
chemistry ain't nothing but math though. Like it's
I never
purely
took it that way though. Science was like I could read it and know the answer without me studying. You know what I'm saying? Like science made sense to me.
yeah. It don't though to me. Like it's all math though. Like when you look at chemistry, it's formulas
Yeah,
and it's
formulas.
algebra. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm straight on all of that. I was never good at math. And like look, when I went to cause I went to school for several years, almost like I was gonna be a doctor or something. But my my first year was at Eastern Michigan. I was like, you know what? I'm going to computer science. And then I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say it. I was too dumb to even get like what was that algebra 101. So I had to have like the 98 course or whatever, the one that don't even count towards graduation. And then I could barely get through that. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, none of this computer
Well,
science thing is for me.
the truth be told, I had went. You remember DAPSEP, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So all through middle school, I was in all. Actually, was I in elementary too? But I know for sure middle school and some of high school, went through DAPSEP the whole time. Again, science. I was going into computer engineering. I done did all these Saturdays going to these universities,
Right.
taking all these courses and upward bound and all of this stuff.
Upward bound.
Listen, and uh, get to the University of Michigan, they talking about some, go through your prerequisites and just the prerequisites.
Yeah.
I saw all that math. I was like, well, we're gonna do the church finger, and we're gonna
Excuse me. Right. Excuse me. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta go. This I can't do it. And so I was like, well, what's the second part of you that you could say can be a career for you? And it ended up being a teacher.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I never got a chance to finish. So I do my teaching basically out of um, experience
Mm-hmm.
and the things that I already know, as well as, I take it and upon myself to say, whatever I learned, the mistakes I learned, it's my duty to tell the generation after me.
Right.
Like, don't make the same mistakes that I did. Learn from my
Just
mistakes.
piggybacking off that though, like what you think you would do differently educationally, like now knowing what you know.
I wouldn't necessarily go to a school because of the name.
Right. Facts. That's for
Um,
sure.
I had a chance to go to Michigan State. I had a chance to go to Albion, even for not only academics, but I was gonna be on a softball uh, scholarship and didn't know where Albion was. I did not know Albion
Hey,
was a division
shout out
one.
to Albion because Adrian is where I went. So that's in their conference. So I ended up
I didn't
doing
know it was Division
three
One.
years at Adrian.
So I went for friendship to the University of Michigan.
Gotcha.
They wasn't giving out a lot of money. I had more money scholarship wise going to somewhere else versus the University of Michigan.
Right.
Um, life lessons that I learned there. I had told this on a story before. The Ku Klux Klan was allowed to walk down the main street of our school,
Yeah.
and
Well, Washtenaw, Michigan, one of them.
well, that's close to Washington,
Yeah.
but that's Ann Arbor, Ipsy.
Yeah, Ann Arbor. You know, yeah, I did that one year at Easter. You know, I know.
So when I saw that, and that was in '96, and it brought to my knowledge, not that I never believed that slavery and all of these things happened, but I'm like 1996, y'all
Yeah.
really walking down the street in the the whole garment, the
Right.
hoods, the sheets, the shotguns, like we got
Yeah. To see that in person, yeah, to see that in person had to do something too. Because like obviously I've seen pictures and videos. I've never seen it with my own eyes.
listen, it changed my whole perspective of racism. And there it was an underlining, I think so, but I'm not sure.
Right.
And when I saw it, it was, I wanted to leave immediately. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. Not so much of my scared for my life, but I was like,
Just don't
don't
want to deal with it.
go to an area where they allowed this to happen because you have a legal paper that says this is my freedom of speech. I can do this. And I'm like, I got to go. And when I
Yeah.
called, instead of calling my parents, I called my grandmother, who, at the time, y'all didn't live through this stuff.
Right. Facts.
And so I'm on like, Grandma, I'm hysterical. And she said, calm down. This is what you not gonna do.
Right. Right.
I said, but Grandma, did you hear what I said? And she said, this is what you not gonna do.
Yeah.
Because too many people lay down their life for you to be and have a right to be there.
Yeah.
So while you here in this space, this is what you gonna do.
Right.
And so I'm
That's the
all
truth,
like
though.
pouting and mad.
Right.
So basically, a unsaid was told with all the black people and those who were of another race.
Mhm.
We all said without saying, don't get caught up.
Yeah, for
Don't walk
sure.
around here, even with two people. Don't walk around here thinking that this won't happen to you.
Right.
Um, and you're gonna assume that every white person really is out for you.
And you know what? That's a tough thing because once you get that in your mind, it's a tough thing to erase. And the crazy thing about it though is, and I mentioned this before, and it's kind of it's off the subject, but not off the subject, I guess. But like we talking about school and like just being on that campus, seeing all that stuff go on. And I just want to go back to something we talked about a few weeks ago about parents telling their kids basically that they starting off at a deficit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people other than you got head starts on you. And we got into a conversation where we were saying like, should we stop telling our kids that? Because like you giving them the kind of the defeated attitude, starting off. But I said that I understood where they was coming from because like, yeah, if you come off with that mentality, then you always think you're behind. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much true. So like, do you not tell them the truth? Like that's almost like them telling you like the KKK not active no more. But then you get a chance to look at them in their eyes, and so it's true. So it's like, what's worse, being hidden from the truth, or like being told the truth up front? Because sometimes the truth up front will change your whole mindset, maybe good or bad. But then finding out on your own that this whole thing was kind of a lie is probably worse.
So I take it as, and this is why I had you on here, because you're always I would say, even the truth bearer, or you could be the devil's advocate.
Yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
that's a whole thing of a whole real conversation that has to be told.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, we always say, well, let's scare our kids into believing that there's a boogeyman.
right.
Now, in all actuality, is there really a boogeyman?
Right. No.
Or we go with this. As kids, we always see the image of Santa Claus.
Yep.
And we know Santa Claus ain't real,
Right.
and where they got the idea of Santa Claus.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we have portrayed that there really is a Santa Claus
For
until they
sure.
get to a certain age. Like, let me tell you, I'm Santa
Right.
Claus.
I'm Santa Claus.
Now, I had helped raise a little girl, my little Zion. And from the time she was able to understand, we told her that there was no Santa Claus.
Okay.
So she knew that where her gifts came from. So there was no letdown or disappointment that ever was raised in her because she knew the truth from babies. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I would rather know the truth than assume. And then when it comes that this is not real or this is real, and I'm flabbergasted because basically I'm looking at you like you lied to me.
Right,
And
exactly.
you
So
it's coming from somebody I trusted.
exactly. So that ended up being worse almost.
So
Yeah,
don't do that.
that's a
Just
tough
like
one, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all, there is no real Easter bunny.
You gonna tell them?
Let me tell them again. Stop lying to your kids, telling them there's an Easter bunny. Easter
Right.
and the bunny has nothing to do with what the real cause is.
Facts. That's true.
Where the bunny come from, and where they get these eggs from?
Where did that whole story actually come from, though? Like, I'm not even
I
sure.
don't know, but y'all need to stop lying.
Right. Exactly.
When did Easter become about you? I thought
Yeah.
Easter was about the resurrection. I'm just saying.
Supposed to be. Hey, I meant to tell you too before we got on that like it be some people trying to watch. You know, you gotta change your privacy thing to like everybody.
I thought it was.
No, because right now it's just showing like only people that from your friends list can watch it. So I got some people trying to check in, but they can't see it.
On Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook, yeah. Because y'all not friends. Like we friends, but they can't see it because your privacy setting is on friends only.
Let me see if I can do this right now. Now the crazy thing is I'm restreaming it.
Yeah, so you still like even then, like when it pop up on your Facebook, you gotta go to Facebook and hit that edit audience.
Uh-oh. Where did you go?
See, that's why you reached out to me because I be knowing stuff.
Amen, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we go to your post and then hit edit audience, and then it should give you the little world view.
Okay.
So everybody can see it.
So I'm going where on Facebook?
To where you posted it. So pull your post up that's showing your restream right now, and then click edit audience.
Go to edit audience.
I got you. We gonna walk you through it.
I
Producer of the year, I told you. Whenever you need my help, producer of the year, right
I
here.
didn't even know this was a thing. Okay. Okay, so see if they can see it now because I think I changed it.
Yeah, if you change it, you good. Yeah, I have to do that every time, and I don't know why it won't just stay set, but it don't.
I didn't know that. Also, I know this is off topic. So the other day I had an idea that I wanted to put the show on iHeartRadio.
Yep.
And Spotify.
Gotcha.
So they were saying that you need the RSS feed.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I tried to look it up. They gave me all this stuff, but it never showed me the actual link to it so I could actually put it on the other show. So I guess afterwards you're gonna have to tell me.
Where you don't have no audio right now, like streaming nowhere?
Right now the show is
all video.
It should be audio and video. So it's I use Zoom. Then Zoom restreams it off of the actual restream. Then it goes to like Facebook.
Yeah, but it don't go to Spotify or iHeart, none of that stuff, right?
Not right now.
All right, so yeah, we just gotta hook you up. You can do the easiest one to use is Anchor. So Anchor is like restream for audio, basically. So how restream send everything to the video,
right?
Anchor send everything to the audio, and then that's where it creates your RSS feed.
Yeah, because I was like, can somebody help me? Because
I got you. All you gotta do is holler at me.
Like, we gotta get our audience number up, and I'm trying to.
And
you always
look, that's gonna help. And then remembering to go on and click that edit audience every time. that's gonna help too, because people start clicking on it, but like if they ain't your friend, it's gonna say that content unavailable. So then that's gonna take away your viewers. So you can have a whole bunch more viewers. You know what I'm saying? You just they not connected with you, so they can't see it. But somebody else might share it, and they be like, "Dang, let me click on it," and then they can't even see it.
I did not know. And people would tell me like this content, I'm like, wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, education is power.
For sure. Producer of the year, dog. Don't forget me.
I'm just saying I did not know. So now I know. And this is again segue into why it's important when we do have platforms like this to educate people, not just behind you, but around you, because again, you assume that somebody knows something just because they're doing it doesn't mean they really know.
That's true.
And that helps along the way of on every level. Like I used to fault the elderly for not telling us our generation was the real deal. Y'all held a lot of things in that I could have not wasted so many years bumping my head when there was actually a plan, a road out here to be like, okay, avoid this.
Well, honestly too, I want to say this. You don't want to give them more credit than they deserve to. Some of our elders didn't have the information. Like they just honestly didn't. They was kind of finding their way too. And then what's different too about them, and I think us, and definitely different from the generation behind us, the whole work ethic thing is a completely different thing now. Like, work ethic back there was you work for 45 years for the same company, take your pension and die. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we not on that right now. It's like we didn't figure it out. All right, you forced us to get this education, right? You made us get $60,000 in debt. So like now I got this education. I don't want to work 40 years doing manufacturer work when I just paid $60,000 for all this knowledge that you told me was gonna get me something else. And then the generation after us, they kind of like, well, I learned it on YouTube and I'm gonna do it for myself. I don't have to go through nobody. So it's all transitioning to a different thing. So like even us, it's not a lot that we can tell this next generation because even our thing is different. But what we can tell them though, I think that was missing from our parents was a little bit of leniency though. And that's just that you can be successful without doing the exact same thing I did, but you got to take some of the principles. Like our parents was just kind of like, you need to do this because this is how we did it and this is how it worked.
Or else.
You say what?
Or else.
Right, exactly.
Or else.
Exactly.
And you want to be pushing the envelope. What's the or else? I'm curious. And then you find out you're going to get smacked in your head.
Right. I ain't never pushed my envelope. I'm cool.
Listen, I tried it.
Yeah, most women do though. For me. Look, most women never stop trying. I'm about to push some buttons now. Listen here, most women never stop trying with their parents, their man, nothing else.
It all depends. I'm gonna say this. Like my mom was an RN for 23 years, 24 years. So in my household, education was number one. Yeah. You're not about to play no sports. You're not about to do nothing you want to do without getting A's and B's. My mama didn't play no C's. Nothing lower than that. Oh, you ain't doing it. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be on punishment for the whole summer. Okay.
I'd have been on punishment all summer at y'all house then.
Listen, my mama didn't play no games, and you better get it together. So my mom, in my era, it was the village, and that's what we really need to go back to.
Right.
Because my parents couldn't be around all the time. So we had people in our neighborhood who was like-minded. We all had different, jobs. We all had whatever, but somebody was always outside watching. Somebody was in the window. Somebody, you thought nobody was watching,
right?
But they was watching.
Yeah, it was a real community. And the crazy thing that's different now though with communities is that it's like it's, I guess I can say it this way. I think it's too many renters. And what I mean by that is that too many frequent renters. So that means that your neighbors are constantly changing. So you never get a chance to like actually have a community. That, and then kind of us, kind of the flight from the city. So that we moved to the suburbs. And I was telling Monk about that. And I was like, I feel kind of bad for kids that move from the city to out to the burbs, only because out in the burbs, like, you can be in a cul-de-sac and never know who any of your residents are. So when they close the inside of schools, these kids ain't got no friends. Like, their friends was literally at school. So It's like, now you kind of cut off their whole social aspect because they don't even know who their next door neighbor is. So
that's true. I never thought about it that way. And too, a lot of our community was family.
True.
Like, had somebody, a cousin, somebody that lived a couple of blocks around from
yes.
you. Yes. Listen, you try me if you want to. Hold up. Follow me over here.
Right. No, that's true.
You gonna get your,
For sure.
So it was a different era, and I missed that. Even as an adult, I really missed somebody on the corner with the penny candy, making their money back then.
Right.
Looking out for the family. Back then, I could go down, my mom would go down, go 2 houses over to Miss such and such house, borrow a cup of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, we had, it was just a better community, just a better community. I guess that's the only word I can use for it.
And nobody had the attitude that I was better than you. Even if you had, the plant workers, everybody didn't work in the same thing or same genre of job.
Right.
But it was help me out and I'll help you out. And when it became a selfish community,
right,
is me and mine.
Yeah.
And then the whole, I'm gonna say this now, as a female, you knew when adult guys were looking at you. Let me say that one more time.
Right.
You knew that you had guys that they had an opportunity and they were a lot older than you. They would try you. Now is, the pedophiles and all of this stuff they're right next door to you.
True.
And now we have to re-educate our kids that it's not just the girls they after, it's the boys too.
Right.
And so one thing I did learn also, that sometimes danger is right there. You thinking it's gonna be at the gas station, you walk into the store, and it's the person next door.
It's the person in your house. Look, we gonna talk about. Let's talk about it. You feel me? It's the person in your house. Hey, but look though, I don't want to make this all dark or nothing, right? And I don't want to shift it to like a different place, but something that's odd to me, and obviously you being a woman, you can comment on this, but like as I got older, it is like it's almost uncomfortable how many women I know who have been either molested or sexually abused at some point in their lives. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, I honestly didn't understand that this was such an issue. And it always be how we talk about people next door. It'd be people at the crib.
In the crib.
Family members.
Family.
Bro.
Because I handed on to this, be careful. I think I did it in a rap or something I wrote. But be careful of the ones you think are or you trust.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like my father used to pull me to the side because I was developed at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd be like, don't get caught up by yourself with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
If your father was there in a home.
Right.
And if he had, my father was the father figure in our neighborhood, one of them. We had plenty of fathers. But if he says, such and such friend of this friend,
stay
away from them.
Cause he knows something ain't right about dog.
Something ain't right. When you walk in the room and they doing this patting of the feet and wait, what's all this noise about? You know what I'm saying?
Talking
Like,
about you sure have grown up.
what you mean? You wait. Or you see them years later, they was like, man, if I could have got you back, wait a minute.
Right.
I was a
No,
kid
that
then.
be
You
really
nasty.
happening. That's crazy.
You nasty. Like, we know, even with the we used to call them winos, the drunk,
Right. Winos.
the drunks that used to be at the right there at the store.
Yeah.
As soon as you come in,
Uh-huh.
hey baby, what? Stop
Right.
it. And
Right.
then
You
you
14.
that wouldn't understand no.
Yeah.
So just think if it was at the opportune time for them,
Mm-hmm.
how many girls were raped? How many girls got pulled in the alley?
And not just that, like being forced into things though, but also I've encountered quite a few women who have openly said that at 15 they had a 22-year-old boyfriend.
Yep.
Where is this acceptable though? Like, how is this happening? Like at 22, like you legit been out of high school
Let me
for
tell
4
you,
years.
I'm gonna put my own business out there. Now, 15, 16, I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to.
Uh-oh.
Even with somebody that it was consensual. He was 18 at the time.
Okay.
Mama tried to get him arrested.
Word. That's all cold.
And it's all, I'm just saying, it's all, how they were raised. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mama didn't play that. Even with me trying to have somebody to go to prom with me. That was, I was 17, 18 then. Mm-hmm. I wanted somebody who was just like 23, 24. My mom was like, no.
Hell no. But that's...
I'm 18. So, and then she go off of the mindset that you are at a younger age versus somebody who's older. You get the games played on you, or you prostituting yourself. Let me tell you, most prostitutes don't all walk the street.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I know that.
So all prostitutes. So all what you're doing is you're giving goods for an exchange for something else.
Right.
So you learn this at a younger age. So now as an older adult, this is what you're looking for. You ain't looking for no mate.
Exactly.
You're not looking for that. You looking for the handout. Let me go ahead and hook you up so I can get what I want.
Right. And even with that being said, that's not even always monetary either though. Like it can just be in exchange for what you think love is. And look, this is a whole off the subject too, but like that's how my mind works. The other day, I just got a chance to watch what is it? America versus Billie Holiday. Mm-hmm. So I had never seen it, and I wasn't really hip to her whole story. But like with her, it was just like she had been raped at an early age, and she just really didn't have a real concept of what love was. So she would basically trade her body to these dudes who she thought was giving her love. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it can go so left.
So many ways.
Yeah, it can go so left, like by accident, not even knowing it.
Not knowing. Even into the point of having and accepting abusive relationships.
Right.
Which is even on a whole nother scary idea or scary thought, because you think love looks like this and it doesn't. Love is not going to hurt you. Love is not going to make you do things that is out the way, out the pocket. That's not love.
Right.
And because you have started something at a younger age and no one ever corrected you, no one ever told you anything else, how can you expect something better when you don't know or you never experienced? You think it's a fairy tale.
Exactly. Like which brings me back to what our question was last week. How is it or this is one of the weeks, I don't remember. I smoke a little bit, so I'll be forgetting. But it was, and this can go for females and males. So like but I think we originally started asking about women, like how women who haven't actually had experiences with quote unquote real men, and then they still try to convince another dude that they dating what a real man is when they don't even actually have a notion of what it is. And I say that, conversely too. So for dudes too, who never really experienced like a real woman, like a woman who was handling her business or taking care of the family or things like that. But then he expect the woman he with to do all these things that he just basically made up in his mind, supposed to be what a woman does. Like, how do you ever get past that though? Like, if you had some bad experiences and you trying to, of course, you want to build something healthy, but like you really don't have a stature to equate it to. So like, how you even do that?
I'm gonna say,
right. I know, right?
The crazy thing is, I know we say, everything is God this, God that, but it really has to be on that level. Like, especially when you didn't see it growing up. Blessings on my household that I didn't see abuse. I didn't experience that with my parents. My parents were together until death, literally.
Oh, okay.
So I saw, we would call it, the middle class,
right,
striving to be more. So I saw it with other people. I saw it in other family members. I seen it, like you take a little bit of here and there, even in the fairy tale world, like the Huxtables, that different world and all the different things, and be like, okay, I'm gonna take from here and I'm gonna take from here and I'm gonna paste it all together, and hopefully my collage, because basically
come out to something good.
Something good. And
right.
you live and learn.
Yeah.
Honestly, you live and learn. Even in when, as they say, where's your integrity at? Where's your character at? What are you doing, and what's in you attracting this type of person?
Right.
Best believe if you was a banker on Wall Street, it's certain people that's just not gonna approach you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not on your face. Is, you know what I'm saying? Is after a while, somebody told me, if you are a married woman, a real married woman on all levels, nobody's about to approach you, because it's just the way you carry yourself. You carry yourself like you belong to somebody.
right. That's the truth, though. That's the truth.
So people know, and it's who they're attracting. And so, when you come from, I guess, men superheroes,
right,
the Justice League, it takes everybody in the Justice League to do their part in order for us to conquer.
True.
Period.
That's a good analogy.
So everybody can't be Wonder Woman. Everybody can't be a Batman. Everybody can't be Superman. You have to do your part. So it takes from everybody, every experience that you have experienced in life, to become who you are. Period. Like, even this connection that we have today, it came from a 6 degree of separation, but it was now needed for what I need to know. Now, not just give and take, but this is also promoting you as, okay, the Black man that's being successful, the Black man who's got award-winning shows for podcasting.
For sure, producer of the year.
Might have came from the city, but yet and still, he's still represented. So this is my job as, on the podcasting level, to broadcast on my show that we are all out here doing something good. We're not all out here in the background just smoking and getting high, drinking, and this is all I do every day.
Right. Although I do partake in both of those.
Gosh. I'm just saying that's not just you. You have something else you have something to say of substance. Like, if your show was all about just doing that, some people you're limited on a certain level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you can have a decent conversation and I can go into any room regardless and speak, oh, you're a game changer.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's my whole that's always been my outlook on things, man. Just a real quick, because I know I done held you for an hour already, but like really, I did an internship my junior year in college at Black Enterprise. So I got a chance to meet Earl Graves, senior, and he was a publisher at the time. And I remember when we got there, he was on a phone call with the mayor from Atlanta. Then I can't remember his name, but like that was his homie though, right? So like he on the phone with him on speakerphone. He introducing us to them. And so I'm talking to the dude, the mayor from Atlanta, and like this is man's like he giving us game, right? So everybody was kind of chilling, like they ain't really know what to say. So I start rapping. So we talking, you know what I'm saying? So then the one thing he told me though, and it's something that stuck with me for a long time, and I want to say it might even be in his book, but he told me that when you start networking and meeting people, like you have to start holding those people accountable. So like when you talk to people and they pump fake you and say, oh yeah, whenever you need something, holler at me or whatever. He like hold those people accountable.
Right, holler
If they
at
say
them.
they gonna help you, then reach back out and be like, hey, remember you had said, because he was like that way you will weed out the ones who actually there to help out and the ones who just in the way. Like you can weed them out perfectly. So I was like, no, I took that with me every time. So when I meet people now and I make it my point to not say that if I ain't gonna help. Like I ain't gonna say like, holler at me if you need some help. Like if I don't want to help you, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm saying, hey, nice to meet you. I'm gonna keep it
Well, I
moving.
will say, I know we have to get off in a minute because I got,
Right, you got some other
stuff to
people.
do.
Hey,
But
look, they wait on. They like, what you get done with him?
but at the end of the day, I appreciate you. You didn't, like I said, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't even have to take the request. And like I said, I haven't known you for a long time, but I feel like I've known you. And like I
Yeah,
said, the 6 degrees of separation is really a real thing.
for
And
sure.
even on going forward, of course I'm gonna have y'all on the show again because at the end of the day, I need you just like you need me.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So even taking we could talk about any and everything. We could talk for hours because of
Yeah,
the experience that we have. But I
exactly.
just wanted to broadcast out to our people that it's people out here of all ages doing their thing. And it might not be necessarily for you, but they have some decent conversations. Like I said, they might come across at a whole nother level. Like I might say something, but it's still a real conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah,
I
for sure.
said, God, please keep Quincy mouth, please, Lord Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's loose. It's very loose. But
I'm like,
but like I know how to tame it. So like I knew I was coming on this show. I was like, I'm gonna use my Sunday morning voice.
so I'm like, thank you so much again. He's out of town doing this, okay? He
Yeah,
could
for
have
sure.
easily be like, we could reschedule, you know what I'm
Oh
saying? But
no.
he was just like, no, I'ma take my stuff with me and we still
Yeah.
gonna get down. And
I
so
took it with me. So and yeah, you're right. We out of town. So shout out to Charlotte, man. We didn't turn it up since yesterday. I brought all my stuff though, so to do this interview, and I brought my camera equipment because I actually am shooting some pictures out here. That's one of the reasons we came out here. So I'm on vacation, but I'm always working though.
that's what's up. I'm for sure, with the little knowledge that I got today, work on that. Afterwards, when you get back in town, we'll work on the RSS feed so
Yep.
I can get my stuff out here, do a little bit something, launch out into the deep. And that's a
Yeah.
whole nother subject in itself. But again, thank you so much for taking the time out to swing through the show. And we
Oh, no
talked about
doubt.
any and everything, but it wasn't,
Oh, for sure, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And real quick before I get out here, I got to give a shout out to my whole squad, dog. Shout out to the E Block Radio Podcast Network. That's my homies, Monk Money. Let me see, Angry Man. Then I got the Shy versus Everybody podcast, Cannabis Analyst with Classic Pothead. My other show, the Bourbon Whiskey podcast. Shout out to my man Bo, Angry Principal. And that's it, man. Shout out to my whole squad, though. You know what I'm talking about? E Block Radio. Make sure you check us out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, eblockradio.com, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. That's the red zone. Y'all know where it's at.
All right. See you soon.
Peace out, though.
All right. Bye.